Welcome to MetroCasting. I'm Doug Farley. The 2015 MetroCast Giving Back 5K Run Walk is in the books now, and thanks to you and all the participants and volunteers, it was one of the best giving back events we've had yet. It was a beautiful early spring day in the Berwick area as runners, walkers, and supporters of this area's veterans converged on the Summerhill Fire Company to take part in the 4th annual MetroCast Giving Back 5K. Funds raised this year were earmarked for local veterans through the VA hospital in Wilkes-Barre, and that cause, coupled with relatively clear skies and decent temperatures in the area, brought out over 300 participants, a record crowd for this 5K event. Lots of volunteers were on hand to check the runners in or to get them registered, and of course to make sure everyone had their numbers and timing chips and were all set to go. Ed Livesey is a retired 20-year Air Force veteran and well-known local running enthusiast.
20 years, 1 month, and 22 days. But 9 years by 20, I was overseas. The only regret I had in 20 years, I only got home for Christmas one time in 20 years.
What do you think about MetroCast giving back to the veterans of this area?
I love it. I think it's a good thing.
Ed likes to credit his enthusiasm for running as the reason why he can still fit into his old Air Force uniform, which he does on occasion while visiting local schools during veteran events. Also in the crowd waiting to begin was Berwick Elementary School Principal Randy Peters.
Randy, you've been involved in this 5K race for a number of years now. Why do you keep coming back?
I come back. I certainly want to support the veterans that did so much for us in our country. Right now I'm walking with my father. My father is 84, and he's walking this, I think, for the 5th time. And it's really an honor to be able to walk this race with him today.
Randy and his father have taken part in the MetroCast Giving Back 5K each year it's been held. We also came across Pennsylvania State Senator John Gordner, who was able to join us for the first time this year.
It's a great program, and especially touching in regard to the organizers and their family members who just recently passed away. But veterans do an awesome job for us, and it's good today for us to help out the veterans.
As race time drew near, we found a lot of yellow shirts in the crowd, signifying that the Berwick Youth Running Group, SOAR, was very well represented. We also caught a glimpse of MetroCast Chairman and Chief Executive Officer Jim Bruder on the left, and MetroCast Executive Vice President and General Counsel Ryan Pearson waiting amongst the crowd for the event to begin, which, precisely at 9 a.m., began with Race Director Doug Alter blasting the starting horn. Led by Briar Creek Township Police and our MetroCast media vehicle, driven by Dave Richards, the race got off to a very fast start with a couple of young runners bolting to the front of the pack. Those included number 742, Benjamin White, number 793, Bow Ali, he's in the beige shirt, number 356, Griffin Keller in the orange shorts. Way off to the left in the black top is last year's first place female winner, Wendy Calarco, she's number 735. Moving up in the blue shirt is Mason Kimball. He's number 364. And you can also see number 794, Thomas Davidic, there in the fake tuxedo t-shirt. Davidic we nicknamed the best dressed man in this race. As the race moved along Summerhill Road, the crowd began to spread out and the leaders began to pull away. Benjamin White, right here you can see, has a slight lead over Mason Kimball, and Bow Ali staying right with him. Davidic is right there as well. And this is always a great picture, taking a look back at the massive crowd of runners and walkers taking part in the 2015 MetroCast Giving Back 5K. This is taken as we make our way up the first hill on this 3.1-mile triangle-ish course. Reaching the crest of the hill, White and Kimball begin to pull away from the pack, with Mason Kimball at the top of the hill making his move into the lead. White is now second, and Bow Ali and Thomas Davidic are battling it out for third. Moments later, it was time for what some on this part of the course called a screaming downhill. By that, they mean you just come off a steep, lengthy incline, and right away, you have to use a whole different set of muscles to make your way down the other side of the hill. If you listen closely, you can hear the slapping of Kimball's running shoes against the pavement as he works hard to increase his lead. Bow Ali's now moved into second, right behind Kimball. But moments later, they're back battling for second place with White. We also got a few new runners in the mix. Number 396, Mitchell Martin in that green shirt, and number 748, Carl Hippensteel in the white, can be seen working their way past Thomas Davidic along the long and curvy downhill. Further up the road and passing Kachinko Hollow Road, getting ready to turn onto Knob Mountain Road, Kimball is pulling away. Mitchell Martin has now caught up with Bowley and is battling him for second. White's beginning to fade, and Hippensteel is nearly even with him. You can also see Davidic still hanging around in the background. There's another nice shot looking back at the field along Knob Mountain Road with Kimball solidly in the lead at this point. Here's where we check the timing. Turning onto Valley Road and heading up the second of this course's two hills, Mason Kimball has begun to pour it on. You watch that corner now. We had to wait 24 seconds before Mitchell Martin in the green finally made the turn. He was followed closely in third place by Bowley, Carl Hippensteel, and then Thomas Davidic. Passing the water stop and further up along Valley Road, we got this nice shot of Kimball way out in front with his chasers jockeying for position to see who'd wind up in what place at the end. And as Kimball made his way onto Derry Road and nearing the finish line, our MetroCast media vehicle made her own dash for the finish line and got there just in time to watch Mason Kimball round the bend and make his way home and across the finish line with a winning time of 18:14:34. And to showcase how big a lead he finished with, Bowley cruised across the finish line 1 full minute behind Kimball, coming in at 19:15:19. 8 seconds later, at 19:23, Thomas Davidic finished third, beating out Carl Hippensteel. Benjamin White, who led briefly at the start of the race, finished fifth, and Mitchell Martin, who was in second place in the back half of the course, told us his legs cramped up a bit towards the end, causing him to finish 8th overall. 2015 MetroCast Giving Back 5K winner, Mason Kimball, who was a sophomore at Berwick High School, talked with us after the race.
You weren't leading the whole way, but pretty much the whole way. What was the toughest part for you?
I just think that uphill closest to the end was tough. You don't really have a lot of energy at the end of that race, and it's hard to get up there.
Now on the female side of the race, it was last year's winner, Wendy Calarco, taking first again this year. Her time was 20:57:63, and she finished 10th overall. Afterwards, Wendy talked with us about the experience.
The course is a great course, I think. It's a lot of rolling hills, and just when you're looking ahead, there's a turn so you don't get bored or anything. And Doug Alter puts together a fantastic race with a lot of support, so it's a wonderful day.
We're supporting veterans this year. Your thoughts?
Fantastic cause. I was very excited about it, and even the shirts are great. It's great to see people come together for such a great cause, and veterans, I can't say enough about that. So that's a wonderful, wonderful cause.
We were talking with Wendy inside the Summerhill Fire Company, where members were busy cooking up and serving up the best post-race breakfast in the entire area. Everything from fresh fruit to ham and sausage, eggs, bagels, and a whole lot more. Very good eats, as some would say. And while everyone ate, race director Doug Alter announced the names of the winners, while our bevy of MetroCast assistants handed out trophies and awards. Now, in place of medals, and keeping with the veterans theme of this year's event, first, second, and third place MetroCast Giving Back dog tags were given out to the top finishers in the multitude of age groups. Event coordinator and MetroCast Pennsylvania marketing director Chrissy Carey told us everybody had a great time.
We're so excited, and we're so happy, and we're so glad to give this money to the veterans through the VA, Wilkes-Barre VA Hospital. So thank you to everyone who came, and all the sponsors and all the volunteers and everyone who came to run today. You really made this a great event.
And so the 2015 MetroCast Giving Back 5K is in the books, and the money raised will soon be going to local veterans through the VA hospital in Wilkes-Barre. Our thanks again to all the participants, volunteers, the Summerhill Fire Company, the Briar Creek Township Police, the Second Wind Race Timing, and of course our very many sponsors, and anyone and everyone who helped to make this year's event a resounding success. That'll do it for this episode of MetroCasting. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again after later.